guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. So, Monday, and I read nothing today. I actually was pretty busy at work, so I didn't get any audiobooks or anything in. I am about to probably go to bed and pick up The Liar's Knot, which I am making disgusting little progress in. I think I'm further actually than my bookmark indicates, because I definitely have read a little bit of it. Like, I have the e-arc of it, so I've been reading a little bit of it that way, just because this is not super portable. I obviously can't carry this around to work with me all the time. I'm actually like 87 pages in. I'm not 100 pages in, but it's definitely further, so not by much, clearly. I just haven't had a lot of chance. I just got busy with stuff and I couldn't put my audiobook of The Black Tongue Thief on, which was my intention, honestly. So I am still very early on in that. I did spend a little bit of today working on my reading spreadsheet, because if you watched my December wrap up, there's definitely a lot of things I want to change in terms of like reading categories and genres and whatnot. Okay, sorry, but my braid was like really irritating me in the viewfinder because I just wasn't liking it. So this is what we're doing now. But yeah, I'm not very far into The Black Tongue Thief, and as of right now, those are the only two things that I am in the middle of reading actively. Eye of the World, Rhythm of War, those are both on the back burner. Ember is headbutting the camera because it wouldn't be a video of any kind without her interjecting herself into it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really have much going on in the way of reading plans for the week. I do have a bunch of videos that I have planned to go up this week, so at least there's that's going on. I need to bulk film at least 2 weeks worth of videos this upcoming week, because we're going to be going on vacation sometime soon, and I want to make sure that I don't miss content because of that. So yeah, that's pretty much my tentative plan. I would like to bulk film enough videos for 2 weeks, probably next week, just to cover my bases. So that is totally irrelevant to right now and what I'm doing this week. But yeah, in terms of reading goals this week, I am going to be reading as much of The Liar's Knot as I can. I am hopefully going to be popping on the Black Tongue Thief audiobook and listening to that this week, because when everybody is back in the lab, that's when I put my headphones in to drown out the noise of everybody talking. That's my antisocial coping mechanism. Other than that, I guess I will update you guys if I get any more reading done tomorrow. Hey guys, welcome to Thursday. It's Thursday, it's after work. I have not done anything with this vlog, I don't think, since Monday, which, you know, it happens. I've done that several times. So I don't have a ton in terms of reading updates, because I did continue. I've got a couple days left in this vlog, but just to catch you up, I am still, where'd it go? I am still reading The Liar's Knot by M.A. Carrick. I have been reading a lot of it on ebook. I have the e-arc of it, so I have been reading more out of that than out of this, which is not really what I wanted to do, but I'm doing what I can, just because I have been in a lot of places lately, like at work or whatever, where I can't really pick this up and read it physically, or like it's before bed and I don't really want to break out my book light, so like it's been a whole thing. So I'm something like 140 pages into this, which is not bad progress. I just picked it up maybe last week. I don't even remember when I started reading this. Maybe this? No, it definitely wasn't this week. I think it was last week. So 140 pages. It's slow going, but The Mask of Mirrors was really slow going for me too. And another thing that slows me down even more, and I know that this was a pretty common complaint with the first book, but the chapters in this book are like 20 pages long. And so when it's a big chunky fantasy, I tend to like to break things up by like ending at a chapter break if I can, and that is not a thing that is necessarily possible, because if I have just started a chapter and I would like to finish the chapter before I go to bed, that means I've got 20 plus pages, sometimes 30. Like, they're long chapters, and it means that I have a long ways to go before I can put it back down. So they've got like different kinds of breaks like that, where they like switch scenes or whatever. That's pretty much what I've been doing. None of you care about how I stop in the middle of a chapter, but it's just a thing that has been bothering me, and I didn't read The Mask of Mirrors physically. Here comes the Jinx monster. I didn't read The Mask of Mirrors physically, so it wasn't really something that occurred to me in the first one as much, or like as blatantly, I guess, but yeah, that's what is happening. So it's a lot more noticeable to me now that I am reading this physically, or trying to read this physically, but I am still really loving it. That was a lot of complaining about a story that I am actually really enjoying. I love being back and seeing these characters after how we left them in The Mask of Mirrors. I like seeing more of the politics unfold. The magic system is still as cool as ever. And there's definitely some fallout from the events of the end of The Mask of Mirrors, so it's slow going just like the first one, but it's the kind of fantasy that, to put it in like drinking terms, that you sip and savor, you don't necessarily take shots of. Like, this is not a binging book. Mask of Mirrors was not a binging book. The Liar's Knot is just one that you enjoy, and you enjoy the visualization, you enjoy the character development as it's occurring. Like, Mask of Mirrors was one of my top reads of last year, so Liar's Knot will hopefully go the same way. 140 pages in, I, don't really have too much to say, just because it is a almost 600 page long book. So, we've got a ways to go, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it still. I also picked up audibly An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. I've been wanting to read this for a really long time, and I got it as an add-on for one of my Book of the Months last year. And just hadn't gotten a chance to read it, and I saw that it was on Scribd, and sci-fi and robots was something that really worked for me in Sleeping Giants last year, so I wanted to know if that would be the case with this one. So far, not much actual sci-fi has happened. So I am something like 100 pages into this, and that's about a third of the way, I think, because there's like a little over 300 pages. Hi, buddy. You want to come here? Come up. Say hi. Sit. Oh, say hi to the dog. Oh, yes, I love you too. Okay, bye, have fun. Anyway, the dogs are running and playing, hence all of the interruptions. So I am about 100 pages into this. The audio narrator is really good. I've been enjoying that aspect of it, but the story I thought was going to have more sci-fi in it, and we're 100 pages in, and I guess they're still in the discovering phase of the robots. So essentially the premise of this is, one day, I think she's a graphic designer for like a startup company in New York. April is coming home at 3 a.m. because she works for a startup company in New York, and stumbles across this like giant robot that is just kind of hanging out on the sidewalk on a street in New York City in front of a Chipotle. She thinks this is pretty cool. She's kind of freaked out by the fact that there's a giant robot on the side of the road in New York City and nobody's acknowledging it, but she just assumes that it's like an art statement piece. And so she calls her friend, who has done like YouTube-y stuff before, and thinks that it would be really cool for him to get the scoop on this, because like that's the kind of like next viral video kind of thing. And so she wants him to film this, or video, I don't know what the plan is, but she at least wants him to come and see it and document it in some way and upload it onto the internet. So she calls him and he goes, and she is like, he records her doing an introduction. She names the robot Carl, and overnight it absolutely blows up, because it turns out that these robots just appeared in cities all across the country overnight, and nobody seemed to know how they got there or where they came from. And they are called the Carls. So she and her friend, whose name is escaping me, but I want to say that it's Andy, they blow up overnight. They become internet sensations. They're going on talk shows. They're doing the media circuit, and she decides to take advantage of the social media fame to be famous, but she's not really sure what she wants to do with that. Like, she wants to do good things with it, but she's not really sure what she wants to do, or how she wants to do it, or how she needs to handle it. So we're at the part right now where she's like getting a publicist and an assistant, and they're trying to figure out, she's also working with a scientist, I think it's a materials engineer of some kind, to try and figure out what the Carls are made of, because they're kind of figuring out that the Carls are not art pieces. They are not earthly. Perhaps they were, like, they're not of a material that anything has ever seen before. There's other stuff going on, like secret code in a Wikipedia page and things like that. So it's all kind of unfolding. Like I said, I'm 100 pages in, and that's the most science-y it's gotten. So I was kind of hoping for a little bit more of the science fiction aspect, and instead I do think that it's kind of more of Hank Green exploring like what people do when fame is thrust upon them, but in the context of a sci-fi storyline, I don't know. It's definitely looking into how April is reacting when these events are occurring to the sudden attention from the media and from fans and whatnot. So it's interesting in the sense that, like, obviously, because I'm here and you're here watching this, obviously I have an online YouTube presence, so it's intriguing in that sense, but other than that, I don't know. I wanted more of the adventure. Like, Sleeping Giants, they found gigantic robot hands, and then shit started hitting the fan. Like, they were hardcore trying to figure out how they got there and what happened and all of that stuff. Sleeping Giants was phenomenal. In fact, I really do need to read Only Human. Is it Only Human? Whatever book 2 is. I need to read book 2. And this is perhaps the thing that will force me to do that, because while I am liking it, I have said a lot of things that made it sound disappointing. And it's not disappointing, it's just not what I was expecting. Maybe that's kind of the definition of disappointing. But that sounds really negative. So I'm not disappointed in this. I am enjoying it. I am glad that I'm already reading it on audiobook, because I do feel as though this is something that if I had picked it up physically, I would have tried to switch to the audiobook anyway to try and finish it out. So, and I'm glad that the audiobook is good. I will let you guys know how I feel about it, because I think it's only like maybe 8 or 9 hour long audiobook, so I listen to it at 2 times the speed usually, so I can knock that out of the park real quick. Hopefully tomorrow while I'm working from home. And perhaps this weekend, because I think Kentucky's getting hit with another snowstorm, and I have Monday off from work. So, hopefully lots of reading to be had. Every time I've said that in the past, it really hasn't been the case. But, we make do with what we can. And I am really just struggling to finish anything. I have also spent a significant amount of time, and this is really not book related. I mean, it's book related, but it's not like what I'm reading related in terms of, reading vlog right now. If you have watched my 2022 reading spreadsheet video, I have made what I think to be significant improvements to the spreadsheet that I personally am using. So I have my 2022 spreadsheet that I did my video on, and that is the template that I am using. I just added a couple things to it. I added it specifically a page where it's tracking library books and how much I'm saving by getting stuff from the library or from Scribd or from Hoopla, things like that. So it's tracking that all automatically. I also split up a couple of categories. I don't know if any of you guys care about this, but if you're, for whatever reason, interested in testing this new stuff out that I have put into the spreadsheet, let me know in the comments, and I will, put it all into a document that you guys can use on Google Docs. Like I said, it definitely needs to be tested out before anything else happens with it, because I don't know how good the features are going to be. I've tested it out as much as I can just by, inputting random stuff into it, but nothing beats actually using it throughout the year. So the other thing that I did was, I've mentioned in a couple of videos, I just didn't like how I had been splitting some categories up. Like, for example, novella and graphic novels and manga were all included under genre, and I wasn't a fan of that, because you can have a graphic novel that is also a sci-fi. You can have a novella that is, kind of that sort of a thing. So I split it up into the type of book. So novel, novella, graphic novel, manga, things like that. And then I split up physical and audiobook and ebook into their own different categories, so that way that I can track, if I own it or if I borrowed that particular edition, because I have a lot of books that I do own, but I also borrow copies of. So if I own a physical copy of it, I might borrow the ebook of it so that it's more accessible for me when I go places to read it, or I might borrow the audiobook of it. I generally tend to not buy both of them. Sometimes it happens with Kindle editions, sometimes it happens when I have credits, things like that, but generally I am doing a combination of those things when I read. I am reading it physically and on ebook, or I'm reading it physically and I own the audiobook, whatever. I wanted to be able to track what books that I was reading that I owned but also borrowed copies of, kind of like that. I don't know if I can make another video, I guess, explaining this sort of thing. If anybody cares at all, this is probably just me, because I am a spreadsheet nerd. So I've been spending a lot of time lately kind of beefing all of that up into what I want it to do and trying to automate a lot of it with the formulas, but none of you probably care about that side of it. You just want it to do the thing that it needs to do to track how you read. So that's what I've been doing. Again, if anybody wants to beta test the changes that I have made to this spreadsheet, let me know, because I think that the more people use it, the more problems that crop up that I can try and figure out how to fix, and that is great. And again, the spreadsheet not my creation. I pulled mostly the template from G's Caw Pile and adapted a lot of that to what I need, and Allie from Allie the Hardback Hoarder, obviously very heavily copied from in that sense, and Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin. So all of them created different spreadsheet templates, and I zombified them all. I Frankensteined them together to do what I want them to do. That is how I have what I currently have. Again, go check out my 2022 reading tracker thing for the general overview. That is mostly still what I'm using. Like I said, I just added some categories and changed some categories and added one new page, just the one. This is a very, very long update. All of that for me to just talk about 2 books and a reading spreadsheet. So I'm gonna go and hopefully get some reading done tonight. Like I said, I get to work from home tomorrow, and that's generally an audiobook day kind of thing for me. Sometimes I do put stuff on the TV though, so we'll see. I'll talk to you guys when I have something to update you with. Hey guys, welcome to Saturday. I totally forgot what I was just about to say. Reading updates. I do have a little bit to update you with. I have made it now to page 220, actually probably a little bit further than that because I read a little bit on my phone last night. So not too much more, I don't think. But I am on page 220 of The Liar's Knot. Things are starting to pick up. That's kind of how it went for me with The Mask of Mirrors as well. It took a couple hundred pages to really get into the meat of the story, and the second book in the series is no different. So, things are happening. Ren has let some things slip because of reasons that she has not wanted to. There are things happening between the Black Rose and the Rook that I am greatly a fan of, because honestly, I was shipping them pretty hard in the first one, so I am shipping them even harder in the second one. I am loving their interactions. It's just so great. So I really hope that it leads somewhere. I really need it to lead somewhere. But I am 220 pages in. This is like a 600 page book, so we're a little over 30% at this point, I think. So I am enjoying it. Other than that, your girl hasn't read very much. We played D&D earlier. I played with Z from You Can't Catch a Z and Lauren from Lighting Lavender. You know both of their channels on YouTube here already. So that was a lot of fun, and other than that, it's been a rather unproductive Saturday. I had to go and fight the masses in Walmart because it's supposed to snow tonight, and Kentucky, in the midst of a snowstorm, if you watched my vlog from last week, doesn't survive very well. They tend to panic. So everything was gone. And I hate grocery shopping to begin with. Like, I'm not one of those people that likes to shop for anything, much less grocery shopping, much less when it's already full of a ton of other people all fighting for the same stuff. So that was pretty much a miserable experience, if I'm being totally honest. But on a slightly more positive note, tomorrow, which I'm super excited for, which will be, well, yesterday for the people that are watching this, because this is Saturday and this is going up on Monday. So tomorrow, I hope you guys will have checked out. Chelsea from the channel Chelsea Zhao is hosting reading sprints on her channel tomorrow in honor of her birthday, so I am going to be in on that, as well as You Can't Catch Z. So I am going to be joining in on that, and I'm pretty excited because, like I said, we're gonna be snowed in supposedly tomorrow, so it'll be a nice day for reading sprints. I think it'll be nice and cozy, and we'll just get to read in the midst of the snow, maybe with some hot cocoa. I don't know. I think it'll be nice. I'm excited for that because I haven't really had, most of the time when it's snowed down here, it's been like on work days, so I've had to drive through it and it's been a whole mess. And this is kind of the first time that since we've moved here, that I think I get to just relax if there's a snowstorm. So that will be nice. Plus I bought all of the things that I think that we should need, so like we can relax about all of that. As an update, I know that I talked about in a previous, I think it was my very last clip, about how I was going to make some updates to my reading tracker, and I was talking about what they were. Well, if you go to my community tab, I have a link on there to a new spreadsheet, I guess you could say, with all of the changes on it. It's called like my beta test spreadsheet. And you can do the same thing that you did with the first one. You can go and you can make a copy of it and you can have your own and test it out and let me know if it works, because if it doesn't work, then I need to make some changes. If you don't care, then, you know, obviously don't acknowledge that this part of this vlog exists. If you want to keep using the spreadsheet that you downloaded from the old one that I talked about in November, that's perfectly fine as well. But yeah, just to let you be aware, there are a couple new features on there that I am working on, so let me know if you are interested in that at all. And I think that that's it for my update for right now. I have a lot of videos that I would like to film tonight. I don't know how well that's going to work out. I need to get at least at least 2 done today and then maybe 2 done tomorrow. We shall see. We just have a busy couple of weeks coming up, so I'm not really going to be able to do anything next weekend, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything the weekend after that. And I had some pretty good momentum on my channel lately. I've been uploading a lot of videos, and I would like to keep it up because I like making content and I like talking to you guys, and I like to take advantage of this mojo while I have it also. Let me put it that way. So yeah, I think that is it for this update. I will probably check in tomorrow because I want to show off the reading sprints to you guys and so on and so forth. But yeah, we'll check in tomorrow. We'll do a little bit of reading tomorrow, one would hope, and probably end the vlog after that. So I'll check in with you guys later. Hey guys, welcome to Sunday. It is time for me to wrap up this vlog because I didn't end up adding anything to it today. I did the reading sprints over on Chelsea's channel. I'll have to link them down below. It was a ton of fun. We were all getting a lot of reading done and chatting, and it was great. I did not remember to pull out my camera, so that didn't happen. But I did read, let's see, I think we did 2 20-minute sprints. So I read a significant amount of The Liar's Knot, which is what I was focusing on at the time. I intended to film this afternoon. That did not happen. However, I do have tomorrow off of work, so hopefully I will film enough for next week then and be able to have all of that ready for when we're gone, so that there won't really be an interruption in my channel for that kind of a thing. Other than that, I don't have much in the way of updating. I have, like I said, been nerding out about the spreadsheet for hours. I did make homemade cinnamon rolls this morning. That was a lot of fun, and they were delicious. So that was how I spent my morning, and I don't have any regrets about that. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all I have to add to this vlog, so we're gonna end it here. I might start another one tomorrow. We shall see. Like I said, I'm kind of thinking of moving to the weekly reading update format, or maybe I haven't said that yet. I might have just said that in my 2022 goals video and I haven't mentioned that in my vlog, but that's a thing. So yeah. Anyway, any of the books that I have talked about are going to be linked in the description box down below. Down there you're also going to find a rep code for Unplugged Book Box, which is CAT5 for 5% off of any of your monthly subscriptions, as well as a Book of the Month affiliate link. Next to that, you're going to find links to my Goodreads, my Twitter, and my Instagram in case you wanted to follow me on any of those. But other than that, don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. Other than that, I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!